I wonder why all my high skilled post grad friends are vaccinated while the majority of the high school dropouts are not. Because collage brainwashes people. Hey everyone, and welcome to r/facepalm, where people are so dumb it makes you want to, I don't know, I guess hit yourself in the face. In rural Texas, we posted $14 an hour, part-time cash container unloading job. No one showed up. Now our team of two is unloading 35,000 pounds of brain flakes themselves. Wow, that $14 isn't enough these days. Pictures are old and for plush, but gives you an idea. I 14 it's funny that he says $14 isn't enough because it literally isn't in this economy. That's like barely, like where I live, it's barely living wage, and for one person, let alone like people with like living in a multiple person household, and for a physical labor multiple hour job, like that looks like a lot of stuff. You should be paying like at least $4 more if you want anybody to actually take you seriously. This is just like common, like, I feel like this is your fault, basically. The fascist NBA will let Kyrie Irving play for refusing a vaccine, but yet they still let Magic Johnson play with HIV. Does this lady know Magic Johnson hasn't played for a really long time? And also, when he came out about his HIV, he only played a couple of games after that. I'm pretty sure he quit shortly after because there was still a lot of stigma around HIV and AIDS at the time, and so a lot of people just didn't want to play with him. And for another, I don't think she understands how these two separate viruses work, because COVID-19 is an upper respiratory infection, so it's spread it's spread through breathing on other people, and I don't think anybody was going to get, unless they are having unless somebody is getting penetrated on the court, I don't think somebody with HIV is going to give somebody else that they are playing basketball with HIV or AIDS. That's not how it works at all. I wish people would even do the barest minimum of research before deciding to post stupid tweets on Twitter, but unfortunately they don't. And we get things like this. This one's just a t-shirt, and it's Africa, and it says Asia. I hope this one is a joke, but I'm not sure if it is. They call us Nazis because we are white. How's that for racism? I think it's actually because of the giant fucking swastika. I don't think that's why they're calling you Nazis, but I think it's because you're actually Nazis, not because you're white, because that's not how it works. You can't hold hands with God when you're masturbating. Wrong. That's why I gave you 2 hands. Thanks, God. It's good to know that God is supporting my life choices. God. Oh no. Man refuses to give up bus seat for pregnant woman. Says pregnancy her choice. It's not my fault she decided to have a baby when she can't afford a car, the man said. You can't afford a car either. That's why you're on the bus. And also, maybe she does have a car. This is just an easier form of transportation. That's usually why people in big cities ride the bus. It's because traffic in major cities is terrible, and it's just easier to ride the bus to get places. Holiday to Spain ruined by too many Spaniards in Spanish hotel. Frida Jackson asked why Spanish people can't go somewhere else for their holiday. This lady's from Florida, isn't she? I feel like she's from Florida. This feels like a Florida thing. Imagine being so entitled that you want people to leave their own country for you. Why would you go to Spain if you don't want to be around Spanish people? My guess is this lady just didn't want to hear Spanish because, well, I'll let you guess. But this is just a height of stupidity. I feel like I hear stories like this and I feel like humanity is degressing, is all, you know? It's like, have we really millions of years of evolution, thousands of years of cultural progression, and we're still here. We're still here. Okay. Carroll Independent School District Executive Director of Curriculum Gina Petty, make sure that if you have a book on the Holocaust, that you have one that has that has other perspectives. And then a teacher responded, how do you oppose the Holocaust? And her response was, believe me, that's come up. Okay. On one hand, I feel like it is important to, when teaching children, it's important to teach them both sides of an argument, so that because if you teach, like, I know, like, I went to a private school for, 8 years. That sounds right. And they kind of just, when I say there's propaganda, I feel like that's putting it lightly. And it's they would force feed kids like a lot of messages about like religion or politics or whatever, but there wasn't much like depth to the argument. It was always just, this is what we teach you and there is no other side. So on one hand, I think it is very important to teach kids both sides of an argument, but the Holocaust is a whole different story. There's not two sides to the Holocaust. I feel like collectively we should say that as like when people did that thing, it's really sucked when humanity did that thing. And that should be all there is to it. Like, you can't say like I know there's Holocaust deniers out there, but that should not be taught in schools because that is just factually not true. It's the Holocaust happened. A lot of people died, and it was a really awful thing. And hold on. Yeah, this is in Texas, I figured. These are the same people who don't want their, like, Confederate soldier statues to be torn down because of history, but they, so it's not like they care about history, because clearly they don't. They just care about their own narrative. I'm gonna move on for this because this is the worst thing I have seen all day. All I have ever wanted from a yogurt is to know who the cows are. Notice how they named all the cows traditionally girl names. There's a deep connection between misogyny and consuming animals. I feel like yogurt from a bowl wouldn't quite taste right. I just listen, misogyny is real and is like an important thing to acknowledge in our world, in our society. This ain't it. This is just you reading into something that isn't there. Oh my god. See, this doesn't even. I don't even think this is fake, because this wouldn't surprise me if it were real. It's just. I mean, they do realize it's useless, right? I hope they realize it's useless, but I don't think they do. I hope somebody complains. That's the first time I've ever said that. I hope somebody complains. I know I said that post earlier was peak human stupidity, but I feel like this is it. I feel like this is... I'm just gonna assume that there's some kind of sign out of frame, and maybe the floor's been painted, but yeah, we're moving on. My sister is pregnant. I can't wait to see if I'm gonna be an auntie or an uncle. You know what? Okay. Oh, and we've got another Holocaust one. Sweet. So, again, back to my point. They don't actually care about... These are the same people who will deny the Holocaust, but then bring it up in an argument to suit their own narratives. When I studied the Holocaust in school, I remember thinking to myself, how did Hitler get over 6 million people to follow along and not fight back? Then I realized I'm watching my fellow Canadians take the same path. Obedience is not a virtue. Y'all better wake up real quick. Okay, they were more than 6 million people. If they're referring to... Because they were more than 6 million people in German occupation. If they're referring to the 6 million Jewish people that were killed in World War II, or at least in the camps, they didn't really follow willingly. They were arrested and forcibly taken to these camps. They didn't willingly walk into death camps or into work camps. They didn't, that's not... I'm not sure this person did study the Holocaust in school. I'm not even sure that this person went to school. And, oh, come on, Canada, come on. I thought you were better than this. I'm assuming this is referring to this the mask mandates or the vaccine or something like that, which you're really out here caring about public safety and the well-being of your fellow person to people being taken to death camps. All right, cool. That's enough internet for me for a lifetime. So, before you post insensitive comments on Twitter, just don't do that, please. All right, well, that's enough internet for me today. I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, I don't care. Leave a like or a comment. Consider subscribing. This is my second Reddit video, and I'm kind of digging it. Aside from the fact that I hate these posts and the people in these posts, they kind of suck. But if you want me to read more of these, leave suggestions down in the comments below, and maybe I'll do it. Maybe. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Well, that's all of r/facepalm, and I'll see you next time.